This is a defining moment in history. There are signs that people are turning back to God or turning to God for the first time. And yet at the same time, Satan is actively seeking to destroy the church. Now, it's not clear what the church landscape will look like in 5 or 10 years' time. But trusting absolutely in the Lord Jesus' promise to build his church and praying for revival, now is the time to prepare for that future. The theme for EMA 26 is Multiply, with a particular focus on multiplying word ministry and multiplying gospel workers. Matthei will begin each day addressing the conference theme. His 3 talks: 1, Mandate to Multiply; 2, Multiply Word Ministry; and 3, Multiply Gospel Workers. Carl leads campus Bible study at the University of New South Wales in Sydney, Australia. CBS was started 50 years ago by Philip Jensen, laid the foundations of what would become Sydney Anglicanism. Philip was a regular speaker in the early years of EMA, and it's wonderful to have Carl, the present leader of CBS, at this year's EMA. An important component of EMA is preaching, not so much for our instruction as our transformation. We need food for our souls. And for this we look to someone who is a pastor of a local church, preaching week in and week out. Retief, Senior Minister of Christ Church, Stellenbosch in South Africa, will close each day preaching from Luke's Gospel, addressing us directly as gospel workers on firstly the need, do we know the times? Secondly, the context, will we trust the signs? And thirdly, the cost, will we pay the price? Expositions for Expositors is a feature of EMA over the years, where a book is opened up so that we might be equipped to preach or teach it. And in line with our conference theme, 2 Timothy will be our focus this year, and I'll lead 2 sessions on that book. In the slot after lunch, there will be 3 optional seminar tracks. Track 1, Leading Effective Bible Studies. What is a Bible study and how to lead an effective study? Leading this track are Gwilym Davis, Carrie Sandham and Kirsten Guthrie, all on the team at Proclamation Trust. The second track, Developing a Healthy Training Culture in Your Local Church. What is a healthy training culture and how to develop one? Over the last 15 months, a major research project has looked at a number of churches in the UK to better understand what is a healthy training culture. These churches cover a diverse range of size and contexts and are at different stages of development. People whose churches have been profiled will take part in this track. The third track will focus on the vision to multiply as a global vision, and will welcome speakers both from the UK and across the world to share in this track. Completing the programme, 2 plenary sessions. Firstly, Understanding Our Times with McQuaker. As we meet together, it will be good to understand what is happening in the wider culture and across the church in the UK. As Ministry Director for A Passion for Life and convener of Gospel Partnership leaders from across the UK, Nick is well placed to help us do that. And then second, the Proclamation Trust at 40 with David Jackman. This year marks 40 years since the Proclamation Trust was founded in 1986. And we are delighted that David Jackman, the founding director of the Cornhill Training Course, will be joining us for a main session interview. The interview will range over these 40 years, including a selection of recordings from addresses at EMA, reflecting on the reasons the Proclamation Trust was started. David will emphasize the imperative of continuing the work. The work is never done. Every generation needs re-envisioned to multiply expository word ministry. We've also asked David to speak candidly about what he sees as the strengths and weaknesses of expository preaching today. Listening to critique is not just valuable, it is vitally important. We look forward to welcoming you to this year's EMA.